no, because I don't think you've pressed any of the buttons.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, your new dice?
15. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, how
that's
did you
all
do
the
that,
outlaws.
Shay? How do you change your dice?
It's automatic.
Oh my god.
If you go all the way up, if you go up past the cum, if you can swim through the mountain of cum you put in our chat,
Yeah.
there'll be a little thing that says "Change dice." Willie.
That's a lot of cum.
I don't know if you're kind of just fucking in shock, which I imagine you would be, about what has happened. That's where we left you last time. What kind of conversation is happening? What are you guys doing now that you're here, hovering in space? What about the rest of you? Are any of you guys going to investigate this space, or do you have anything to say to each other or about the outside?
Yeah, I'll say, hey guys, come look. There's something. I don't know what.
Are you guys going to
What are
follow?
you, how are you?
No, I'm having a. It took me a second to get my bearings, but I'm having a fucking great time.
Oh, you're just like flying around?
Yeah, I'm just like jumping around, like
How
whoa.
How do you?
You know, I'll make my way over there.
can I make a dex check to try and lasso Hunter on his way by so I can go too?
Yep.
You could just ask for me to grab you.
Oh, this is funnier though.
No, you should
Yeah.
lasso exactly.
Damn it.
No, you try and like you throw it out and it just goes like up to the ceiling and it doesn't go anywhere.
After I missed my lasso attempt, I realized that Rick is probably our best bet for all this metal shit around us. And I'll cast Healing Word on him.
Oh no, I'm not missing HP. I'm just passed out from the G-force.
Oh, right.
He might need some tender love and care, but no spell slots necessary.
Gotcha. Well, if I could get over to him, I'd try to wake him up.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you can. It'll take some time, but like you can kind of swim over there. While that's happening, you boys at the front, Pleader, you're telling Azra what you're seeing. Azra, how do you respond?
Do I notice that there are stars by any chance?
Make a. I'm gonna say nature check.
Ooh.
Yes, actually. You do notice that those are stars. They look a lot different than they do from the ground, but you can tell just by the ones that are further away that these are definitely stars.
Hey, Pleader.
Yeah?
Don't those look like stars to you? I'm pretty sure they are.
And I think back to my many evenings in the of my time in the fuck. What do halflings live in? What are those things called? What do hobbits live in? It's the same thing.
Shire?
The Shire. Looking up from the crops at the stars, and I agree. And I wow.
Well said.
Wow.
So,
Can I do an investigation check as well to see if there's
Sure.
anything else?
you see a button that has a picture of just like a humanoid thing with their feet planted on the ground.
I assume I can kind of gather what that might mean.
Yes.
Um,
With that investigation roll, you're like, pictures.
I put my feet down and go, ha, and hit the button.
And everyone currently who's floating falls to the ground. So everyone else, your feet are now on the ground and you feel all of gravity just bam hit you. You're not going to take any damage because you weren't that high up, but all of you are a bit discombobulated. But you can now walk around freely.
I see Beebledorf struggling, and I finally make it over to Rick, and I shake him awake while simultaneously casting guidance. Rick, go help Beebledorf figure that out, if you would. Also, good morning.
Wait, hold, huh?
Hey, Bucko, come here.
I set Rick on his feet and push him towards Beebledorf.
I get pushed and I kind of just collapse a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm like, what do you need help with?
So I look over at him and I go, okay, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna take turns hitting buttons. So you go first, then I'll hit one, then you hit one. We'll see what happens.
Wait, before we do that, maybe there's like something that can help us understand.
Oh, you've got pink dice. That's cute. For the 14, when you're looking over here, somebody who's a little bit more inclined with tech, you can tell that there's like these are buttons. So when you can tell that you'll obviously you press these different things and things will happen, and then you see a picture that has like two humanoid kind of face things like speaking to each other.
Okay, I look at that button and I go, the picture on that one looks like maybe it'll help us speak to someone? And then I decide to go first and press that button.
Okay. And then you hear static, which is not something you would be familiar with, I don't think. You would hear the static sound.
Scared and take a step back.
And you can hear kind of jumbled speech, what you can only assume is speech.
I'm just hearing electricity try to speak, and that's very scary.
Yeah.
I woke up to Benny and say, don't press that button. It makes the electricity speak.
It makes
What?
Okay, so Benny, what are you doing besides cowering?
No, that's about it. I guess seeing Rick just kind of sit down and space out, I'll head up to the front here with Azereth and Pleader. Rick and Beebledorf back there talking to electricity or something. And I just sit down in this chair.
Can you make a perception check for me?
God damn it.
You just close your eyes and think, man, this fucking sucks.
Sorry, hearing the static from the back, I want to return back there and just fuck around. I'm gonna give them the space, and then can I go the other way and start to investigate as well?
Sure. Look at that. That's a good investigation check. So over here, you're kind of looking, and it's similar to on the other side. You also, with your investigation roll, find under this desk a small crate filled with cans, which you don't know what cans are, but you pick them up and you kind of shake them, and it feels like there's liquid inside. You shake this around, and you actually you crack it open, and you take a sniff. Your alcoholic ass would notice this anywhere, but that smells a little like beer, actually.
Yes. I'm going to take a sip.
Okay. It's delicious.
I'm gonna take a few more then.
I
It's good.
spot him drinking beer. And
No.
just
You
like,
don't know.
You don't know it's beer yet.
You don't know it's beer. You do have to make a
Okay.
perception check to see if you notice
Okay.
that he's drinking something first.
Okay.
Wait. Oh fuck.
Pleader's like, my beer.
Shit, I need to stop double clicking.
Okay, it's not that
The
far
slow
away.
crack of the cold
You
one.
hear the crack of a cold one, but you've no idea what that means or what it is. You can see that he's drinking something, but from where you are, you have no idea what it is.
Hey, what you drinking?
I'm not sure, but it might be dangerous. Don't touch this. We need to investigate this.
I look pretty disappointed and kind of slump over.
Alright, so I've got one in my hand, there's two in the box, two in my backpack, and I tell him, I think it might be beer.
How many
I
sips have you
immediately
had, though?
perk up.
Well, I took a sip, it was good for your instructions, so then I wanted to just maybe take a few gulps and say.
Okay, I do want you to make a constitution save. Or a constitution check, rather. This is beer, but it's nothing like you've had at home, and those few sips actually have you pretty sloshed. This is some
Oh,
top-notch
right on.
shit. So you're already getting a pretty serious buzz.
Alright, so I snuck a few into my bag, and then I tell him, like, okay, actually, wait a second, this is pretty good beer. And I think maybe I say that by accident, because I wasn't.
Yeah. Because you're already a little tipsy. And Beebledorf,
Yeah.
what do you do?
I say, well, I threw up my beer I had earlier. Can I take a few swigs there?
I'm just gonna hand him a beer from the thing. Not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
open it for him though. I'm gonna let him figure that out.
Yeah, Beebledorf, how do you try to open it?
Well, I look. So it looks like a can, right?
Yeah, but you don't know what a can is.
So I like kind of hit it a few times with my hands to see if that does anything.
Okay.
And then when it doesn't, I take out my scimitar
Oh my god.
and I try to pierce the top.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw for me. So
Goodbye, hand.
you try to take your scimitar to this metal. You bring it. First of all, it's a pretty big sword. It's not like a small dagger.
Yeah, I know.
You take this and you try and stab it in the top, and what you do instead is you knock the beer out of your hand. It falls to the ground. It does puncture it slightly, so it's kind of fizzing out of the hole that you punctured, but you do slice into your hand, and now your hand is bleeding. But you did kind of open it. There's a tiny opening.
Okay. I drop to the floor, completely ignoring my bleeding hand, and immediately start to suck the beer out of the can.
Okay, well, you guys are having that incident. Azura, what are you doing?
I was checking all the extra stuff and
Okay.
hopefully finding some way to figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay, so in this room, you don't really see anything that you haven't already seen. But you're welcome to move to the next area. Okay, so you are wandering through here with your newfound gravity. And you see this kind of little hatch, and you open it, and you kind of go down this little ladder. And you also notice a chest. And when you open the chest, inside there are a bunch of these. So there are a bunch of suits, essentially, that look like this, inside the chest down there.
I'll keep that info to me until Benny here wakes up and is ready to accept reality.
Is Benny ready to wake up and accept reality?
Yeah, I open my eyes and look around and realize everybody's gone. So I'll walk out here and see what's going on.
You see Beebledorf on the ground, on all fours, blood dripping from his hand, sucking something out of a tube. You see Pleater kind of rocking back and forth a little bit, holding one of these cans. You see Sidani standing there, just looking around wide-eyed. And Rick is still sitting in the corner muttering to himself, touching his ring, and Azra is nowhere to be found.
I love this group.
It's like fucking Roy walking in with the pizzas and community just what the fuck? Anyways, I'm gonna go look for Azra.
Okay. And Azra, do you show him these suits that you found?
I see that he's ready to accept what's going on, and I tell him we need to keep a note of how much food, water we have. There's those weird looking armors in there, but they have sweet little capes.
Nice.
Okay, Sidani finally shakes off just the shock, because obviously she feels incredibly guilty because her clumsiness is what kind of put you guys in this mess. And she sees that you're also having an existential crisis. So she moves over to you and she goes, "Hey."
Rick just startles awake. He's like, "Oh, sorry. Hi. How are you?"
"I'm scared shitless."
Feels like that's what we're supposed to be doing right now.
"What the fuck is going on? You're supposed to be a smart guy, aren't you? You're a little tinkerer. I've heard them talk about you in
No.
town. Can't
Oh,
you
I'm
figure something
just-
out here?"
Rick's like, "Well, what do you where do we even start?"
"I don't know. You're the man with the metal brain. You do something."
A bull out of nowhere.
I'm walking towards her. Let me know when I get there.
You get there.
Listen, this is your fault.
I
Lower your
know.
voice.
No, I'm stressed. He's just sitting here. He's our best chance at figuring out how to get home. Look at him. Rick's just sitting there
Rick's
dazed.
kind of like, he's too dazed to like even comprehend that this is her fault. So he just slowly gets up and he's like, he stares at the ring one last time, kind of like fiddles with it,
Yeah.
and then he like mutters something as he puts the ring back on.
Okay.
Suddenly, Benny and oh my god,
Sidani.
brain frozen. Sidani, okay. just they see like the clothes around me. Kind of, I'm justifying my artificer class here, by the way. Artificer, what the fuck did I say? Anyways, you see the clothes just expand into strips of leather and then wrap around Rick. They kind of change color to like a metallic gray and form what looks like steel armor with like pointed embellishments near the gauntlets, joints, and like it does not feel like something Rick would be wearing.
Yeah.
It's very out of character for him.
Yeah.
And then as like he's trying to understand what's going on, another burst of material just violently jumps out and like strips of whatever the hell this material is engulfing Rick's head, like strip by strip to form a helmet. And he's kind of freaking out. Like for a second he just like flails around, and then when he sees his ring, something clicks and he calms down. And then he makes a gesture that makes the strips of whatever material this is slowly retract, and you can see his face again.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you've made yourself a sick spacesuit?
I've made myself an arcane armor that could double as a 6 spacesuit, I suppose, yes.
Oh yeah.
I would be glad to have them.
Did you just saw the suits downstairs. This wouldn't be that dissimilar. Do you have anything to say about that?
I say nothing, and I sprint back downstairs and grab a suit. Yeah.
And then do I see Benny like hightailing ass to get one of those suits?
Yeah.
I stop him and go, What are you doing? Why? Did something happen?
I hand on suit, already turning to run up the stairs. I just go, Rick's from space, and I sprint up the stairs.
And I kind of just think, all right, my entire party is crazy. Wonderful. Can I just like lock off this portion of the ship so no one can bug me ever again?
You look out this little window and you're seeing kind of like giant rocks kind of floating past you and around you. And you look to the side and you see on one of the little screens that there seems to be some kind of radar indicating that, you know, these things are kind of flying past. And then you see just this little like red glowing dot on the screen. And when you look forward, you can kind of make out where it would be. And you see something coming towards you. And it looks scary and it looks metal. These people do not think that you have reacted fast enough. And we are now entering ship combat.
Okay, we're fucked. We should not have let this...
Oh, you think we shouldn't have gone to space without knowing what space was?
No, I think we should have not let fucking moron here be in charge of the one functioning radio on the ship that we still haven't figured out how to use. I don't know.
Says the dude who's shit-faced in the corner. Sorry.
So, they make an attack and it does not hit. They miss. What's up?
Fucking fancy.
There's a little fireball going there. That's cool.
Yeah. So, they launch a fireball at the ship. You guys actually, well, Azereth, you see this giant flame ball come flying at you and narrowly miss the ship. Now it's Benny's turn.
He gives the ship some soup.
I start pouring soup in the fuel hatch.
Now there's an idea.
Throwing bowls.
Go, little buddy.
I think I'm gonna run up to the cockpit next to Azereth, and I'm going to slap both hands on the dash and cast Sanctuary.
Okay.
There we go. So now anytime they attack us, they have to make a DC 14 Wisdom save or pick a new target, which they can't really, or lose the attack.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can cast Heat Metal.
Okay. So they have to make constitutions?
Yes.
So they fail.
They fail,
so they take... So because this entire ship is metal and there's people inside, it's actually going to be taking double for this. So...
Sweet.
And it's crazy that 2d8 only gave you 1 and a 2. But...
Oh. Damn.
But they still took 6 damage from it. And they are now, if you hover over the icon, you'll see that they are scratched.
Damn, all this
We're
work and
getting
we've
them.
only scratched one.
Pleader.
Without killing everyone, because I have an idea, but I don't want to do it because I think that we'll all die. So I
Oh,
will avoid doing
what is
that
the
for now.
idea?
Well, I still have that weapon of unspecified origin,
Oh.
and I'm at the front. I've come to ask.
Make
for
an
some
investigation check
insight.
real quick.
No
Just
one's
shoots the
telling me
console
shit.
while
I
I'm
asked
trying to
you-
drive.
Make
Azereth,
some-
Throw the
I
window
asked-
down.
Make an investigation check real quick. Pleader, you see
His
at
beer,
the
sorry,
front
his beer.
this slot that you hold up this thing that you found and it slides directly in to the front and latches. And you see out the window a small kind of like laser type thing kind of point upwards as you move it, and you realize that you can actually shoot out of this.
All right, boys, we're in business. I'm gonna light the fucker up.
Oh shit.
Wow, you just did fucking damage as you just see this laser go out and just pew, pierce the ship as the ship just falls down and just collapses into the void, falling out of your guys' range. As this happens, you see this as this force field comes over, and the other ship turns the fuck around and starts piecing it this direction.
Nice.
Okay, so you guys are now inside the ship, recovering
Sounds-
from what just happened. What do you guys say?
I guess I start celebrating and saying, you know, we did it. Like, I can't believe we actually did it.
What did we do?
Benny and Rick, you actually both hear a loud
That's 17.
beeping sound from over here.
Yeah, I'll go.
So as you
Oh,
guys
is that
approach,
where the station is?
Well,
see ya.
Well, there goes
And
Benny's
we still
space.
need him.
Okay, so you guys come over here and you see the gauge that Pleader was looking at before, and you see that it's flashing red, and whatever this gauge is looking like it's pretty much empty. You're
That's not
figuring
natural.
you're smart enough to know this thing is being powered somehow. And power doesn't come from nothing. You're smart enough to understand that whatever is, you know, fueling this thing, fuel might not be the word you're using, but whatever's fueling this thing is empty. And you can kind of also feel that the weight of this thing just suddenly feels a bit heavier, and you kind of feel, and Azra, you would notice this as well, that you're kind of headed downwards.
All right. Do I notice anywhere that is we can possibly land?
So you look up here looking by yourself, you're not seeing anything, but Sidani at the back is looking at like a much larger map. And she goes, I think I see something to your left. So if you turn your ship to your left, make another perception check. You see this small, you don't know is a planet, but a small planet. And there seems to be something on it. And as you approach, you see
What the
hell
fuck?
yeah.
floating.
What?
And this is the old space gas station. You don't know what that is or what it means, but you do see that there appears to be a place to land. So you guys arrive at Saturnian hydrogen, and you pull your little ship up and you park it with ease. Now, I have no idea that you're actually in the exact place you need to be for your current situation. How fortunate for you. And next session, we'll pick up on how the fuck do you get gas?